Today, Amazon is a synchronized robotic logistics network spanning the globe. But in 1994, it was a crude wooden desk in a rented Bellevue garage. The man sitting at that desk, Jeff Bezos, didn't inherit an empire. He was raised by a strict Cuban refugee and spent his childhood obsessing over the mechanics of inventors like Thomas Edison. His success followed a specific blueprint of ruthless, data-driven risk-taking. By his late 20s, Bezos had already mastered the chaotic financial world. He was a senior vice president at the Wall Street firm D.E. Shaw, earning a highly lucrative salary to find hidden patterns in financial markets. In the spring of 1994, his boss gave him an assignment: research the commercial potential of a new computer network called the World Wide Web. He found a tech newsletter detailing the network's data traffic, and what he read stopped him in his tracks. This graph shows the exact growth curve Bezos discovered. After a flat timeline, the data suddenly spikes perfectly vertical. The World Wide Web was growing by a factor of 2,300, a 230,000% increase in a single year. Bezos realized that growth on this scale meant the market was expanding faster than any company could fill it. To him, staying in his safe job meant missing out on a wide-open digital land grab where no incumbents yet existed. He approached the entry into this market with emotionless logic. He drafted a list of 20 potential products that could be sold online, then ran them through analytical filters to see which one survived. Picking the product wasn't about personal interest. The filters eliminated 19 options, leaving only the one product with the highest mathematical probability of success: books. Books won the analysis for a very specific reason. Physical retail is defined by constraints. As we see in this traditional bookstore, shelf space strictly limits inventory. A virtual store, however, had infinite virtual shelf space, and books were cheap to ship overnight. Next, he calculated his geography. He moved his operation to Seattle to tap into Microsoft's vast pool of tech talent, and because Washington State's small population allowed him to avoid charging sales tax to the vast majority of American buyers. Operating out of that Bellevue garage in July 1995, the tiny team wrote code to ring a physical bell for every order. Within weeks, the volume of orders grew so massive they had to unplug the bell entirely. Before we get into the intense corporate warfare that followed, make sure to hit that subscribe button for BK Infovlogs so you never miss a deep dive into how empires are really built. To manage this explosive volume, Bezos cultivated a grueling internal culture. He demanded top-tier SAT scores from every new hire, mandated 60-hour work weeks, and ruthlessly sidelined early partners if they couldn't keep pace with the scaling company. Selling books was merely the wedge, a disguise to acquire customer trust and build a massive, unprecedented database of consumer habits. Once that database was established, Bezos deployed his core strategy: get big fast. He prioritized absolute market ubiquity and rapid expansion over generating any immediate profits. To fund this, Amazon launched its initial public offering in 1997. The IPO served as a deliberate mechanism to build a massive financial war chest and lock in public awareness. Bezos immediately weaponized that capital against giant physical competitors like Barnes & Noble, undercutting their prices to pull readers away from brick-and-mortar stores and into his digital ecosystem. Then he expanded into selling music CDs. By applying the exact same logistics and pricing models, he proved to Wall Street that his e-commerce infrastructure could dominate any product category on the planet. This chart reveals the aggressive paradox of his strategy. Look at how the revenue bar aggressively rises, while the net profit bar plunges deeply into the red. Amazon intentionally operated at a continuous, massive financial loss. Bezos redefined business logic for the internet age, using massive financial losses as a calculated investment to starve the competition. When the dot-com bubble burst in 2001, tech stocks crashed globally. Wall Street watched Amazon stock plummet and labeled Bezos a failure. But they missed the critical difference between Amazon and the companies that perished. While others burned cash on empty hype, Amazon had spent its war chest building real, physical logistics infrastructure, like this vast warehouse, and earning unshakable customer trust. With the physical foundation secure, Bezos initiated a massive strategic pivot. He began transitioning Amazon from a digital storefront into a pure technology company. He launched Search Inside the Book and, more importantly, Amazon Web Services. Instead of just using their internal servers to sell products, they began renting that computing power to other startups. This shift meant Amazon had become the physical and digital plumbing that the rest of the internet relied on to function. Amazon's ultimate global dominance stems from one relentless rule established on day one: an obsessive focus on the long-term customer experience over immediate corporate gains. During those chaotic early years, Bezos famously told his team, "Mentally, I am bold." He maintained a calculated willingness to endure failure and public doubt in the pursuit of absolute market leadership. The Everything Store exists today because one man looked at the internet, saw a mathematical opportunity, and treated business not as a traditional trade, but as a fearless, calculated science.